Hi everybody, it's Maz here. I've just come to share my journal. This is my first true junk journal, as in it's made from all recyclable items like tissue boxes, paper bags, old envelopes, things like that, packaging. I've used this journal to house all the collages that I've been doing for Marguerite Miller's firstly Facebook group and then in the collage art collective over on Mighty Networks. So Marguerite gives you prompts to do. Usually each week you get a collage to do that has 5 prompts in it, and then once a month you get a sheet you can print out which has 3 images on it, and that's called a take 3. So you include those 3 images into a collage. So the front cover is actually one of the weekly prompts. Love those pussycats. And I bound this together using elastics so that I could take the pages in and out to work on. Initially the book was bound with I'd used a padded envelope as the cover, but I wasn't happy with it, so I ended up unstitching it and working on all the pages separately, and now I've just put them together today in the cover. So I've made a vellum pocket here because I had a few pieces that were quite chunky and I've collaged on both sides. So it just needs to sit in a pocket. Let's take out a couple of the loose ones as well. Haven't done anything on the back of that one yet. There's that one and that one. Okay, sorry if my lighting's not the best. I don't normally make videos and it's a little bit cloudy at the moment. I've actually got my iPad sitting on a couple of metal rulers that I'm weighing down with books on a shelf above me so that I can try and do a video. Some of these are really old collages because when I very first started I didn't really have any vintage images to work with, so there's lots of these that I don't really like anymore, but they were all a learning curve, so they are staying in there. Some of the when Marguerite had the Facebook group, we had collage workbook themes. So this one was to use all white or off-white things. So I quite like how that turned out actually. And I think pretty sure this was black and white. And I love that giraffe as well. There's a paper bag with another prompt. I much prefer all the nice vintage ones than the ones that I've got a weird collection of modern and vintage together. Sometimes you just don't have the images that you would like to have. I probably do these days. I've worked very hard at collecting lots of printables and also getting books from the op shop and cutting images out as well. We don't tend to have, well, to my knowledge, we don't tend to have a lot of authentic vintage ephemera available to us in Australia. I guess as a country we're not that old compared to some countries, but I don't think people probably value. I really don't like this page. It's probably the page I hate the most in the book, but anyway. like I said, it was all a learning curve at the time, and it's done. And I do like the ones on the other side, so it has to stay. I suppose I could always collage over it and repeat the prompt. Nothing in some of these bags yet. I have to fill those. Couple of my favourites. I love this one, and I love the one on the other side too. Sometimes your collages just seem to fall together nicely and easily, and other times they are a real struggle. Another thing I found working on everything separately, once I came to make all the signatures and pop them in to the cover, nothing really went together really nicely. They're all competing against each other, but yeah, that's okay. My poor old fishy needs to be glued back down a little bit better. He's getting very shabby there. I started from a scrapbooking background, so I'm used to, with scrapbooking, doing double page spread and having everything coordinating. So yeah, it sort of goes against the grain looking at this and thinking, oh, they're competing against each other. But anyway. Very pretty, that one with the purple. It's not a colour I would normally go for. And I really love this one for some reason. I just love how everything worked together. The train needs gluing down too. Nothing in there yet. Now that's part of that and that, a part of a booklet that, yeah, I've still got a collage over those 2 pages. This is done landscape because it just suited the images better. This is part of a tissue box. Just open that up. It's one of those little square tissue boxes you can get. I've still got a collage on the back here. Here's my mum. She's 96, still lives at home by herself, doing quite well. This was the original journal cover. I've cut it down a bit now, and it was actually a padded, like a bubble wrap padded bag. So I've stitched it on to create a pocket. Oh dear, I think I have to go through and re-glue some bits. This was one image that you had to cut in half and then make two separate collages out of them. And this one here, I was staying up at Mum's when I did this one. I didn't have any supplies with me really, and you had to create something out of the junk mail that came in that week. So that was just, yeah, made from the junk mail that came to Mum's that particular day that I was there. Now, these three are part of one prompt as well, and then I've collaged on the backs with other prompts. And this I've just made today to enable me to create the pockets and put more things in, so I'll eventually put collages over the top of that background there as well. Get my little string undone. There we go. Yep, which way? Nope, not that way obviously. There we go. Take it out the pocket. This one was a sewing theme, I believe, and I've just collaged over an envelope using lots of gorgeous vintage printables. And then, so I did a little bit of collaging on the inside as well. And then on the back, this was a window envelope, so I've just put that little girl on the inside to peek through the window. And made up this collaged tag to go on the inside. This is probably my most favourite collage piece in the whole journal, I would think. Oh my goodness, I'll do that later. More fingers and thumbs. So that's just, yeah, that's actually a double pocket, so it's the one at the front, because if I do some more pieces I'll be able to tuck them in. And then the last, or the back of the journal is actually a prompt as well. And then that's it. As you can see, it's quite a chunky journal. And I probably should have made a closure before I put those vellum pockets in, but I can tie it with some ribbon. And it'll just help it stay closed if it's on a shelf. But at the moment I'm still using it for the last few bits and pieces that need to be finished off, and then it'll be done. So thank you for looking. Sorry about the amateur video, but I don't normally make videos, but I thought I would for this one. Thank you for watching. Bye.